Hey guys, welcome back to some more astrology. Today we are going to read about the sign Capricorn from the book The Secret Language of Birthdays. First, I'm going to read the overall description of the sign and then we'll deep dive into the different periods within Capricorn. Happy Friday, by the way. So excited that the weekend is finally upon us, and it is the day of Venus, because Friday is the day of Venus. So I put some like little flowers, I have like a little rose, well, not rose, but flowery hair clip that it looks like little pearls, because Aphrodite and Venus is like, they like pearls and shells and all that girly stuff, of course. Anyway, so on to Capricorn. Capricorn is from December 22nd to January 20th. Capricorn is the 10th sign of the zodiac, but the first of what could be called the more universal signs, with Aquarius and Pisces. It is the third and last Earth sign after Taurus and Virgo, and is ruled by the fateful planet Saturn. Capricorn symbolizes the serious outlook of maturity, but also an awareness of how the individual spirit relates to the universe. Economy, a refusal to waste energy, and a careful approach to things all typify Capricorn's responsible attitudes. The Capricorn goat may sensibly graze for a time on the plains, but will generally seek a higher vantage point on the mountains above. Ambition, drive, and a striving to succeed are symbolized by this aspiring goat. Fortunately, the ability to get to the top and stay there are characteristic of Capricorn. The fateful nature of life is sensed in this sign, but the importance of free will and assertiveness not forgotten. Capricorn can be seen as an evolutionary stage between Sagittarius and Aquarius that transmutes philosophical, changeable, and fiery energies into airy, detached, and eccentric ones. And now on to the Capricorn personality. Oh my gosh. Hold on a second. If Capricorn is taken to represent the 10th period of life, then that would represent ages 63 to 70. The Capricorn personality can be compared to the need of a mature being for security and structural support, but also may betoken a hardening or crystallization of thoughts and ideas. The rulership of Saturn lends seriousness, feelings of responsibility, and in contrast to Jupiter's rulership of Sagittarius, a desire to limit rather than expand. Capricorns tend toward the conservative, but this does not always keep them from seeking the heights, which they often surmount in a patient and persistent manner. Capricorns do not particularly care how long it takes them to achieve their ends. They believe in working and reworking their materials slowly and carefully, and rarely give up. Many astrologers acknowledge that Capricorn is the most difficult astrological sign to characterize, finding widely varying types born under it. Yet it seems that Capricorns all share Saturn's sense of fatalism, which grants them a sort of acceptance very different from, for example, a joyful Aquarian openness. Capricorn admits trial, difficulty, even suffering to be part of life's package. Perhaps Capricorns are most suspicious when things seem too easy or to be going too well. Furthermore, Capricorns will generally be accepting of the role they are to play in life, but can also lack the flexibility needed to change. Capricorns have an instinctive knowledge of power and how it works. Many must beware of a tendency toward dictatorial. Let me just say that one more time. Dictatorial. Other Capricorns, however, do not specialize in telling people what to do, but how to do it. Not infrequently, they can demonstrate an impressive depth of knowledge to back up their statements. Generally, Capricorns give the impression that they know whereof they speak, and if they have made mistakes or headed in a wrong direction, it may take persistent battering by their opponents, sometimes lasting for years before they will admit what they were wrong, that they were wrong if they do at all. So Capricorn is an earth sign, and it's a cardinal quality. Of course, the ruler is Saturn. Symbol is the goat, or it's like a goat and serpent, water serpent. It's a water goat. And mode is sensation, and the motto is I master. The periods within Capricorn is the Sag Capricorn Cusp, which is from December 22nd to the 25th, and that's in the image of prophecy. And then the first decan of Capricorn is from December 26th to January 2nd, and that is the image of the ruler. And then the second decan of Capricorn is from January 3rd to the 9th, and that's in the image of determination. Then the third decan of Capricorn is from January 10th to the 16th, and that is in the image of dominance. And then the last period is the Capricorn Aquarius Cusp, which is from January 17th to the 20th, and that is in the image of mystery and imagination. Some Capricorn stones and their uses. First, we have the diamond, and that raises self-confidence and enhances ambition. Then the falcon's eye, which augments visionary power and sparks intuition. Then the white sapphire, which combines discipline with friendliness. Some Capricorn colors, all shades of brown and orange. Capricorn body areas, the teeth, skeletal system, and the knees. Some Capricorn keys, C minor and B major. Capricorn plants, hemlock, black poppy, and burdock root. Capricorn trees, the winter solstice, yew, and then from December 22nd, or on December 22nd, it's the elder. I don't know why there's some that like particular dates, but that doesn't go with all the other signs though. Oh well. December 23rd to January 20th is the birch. Some Capricorn attractions to Taurus, Scorpio, and Leo. And then some Capricorn notables: Robert Joffrey, Ava Gardner, Mao Zedong, Crystal Gale, Louise Pasteur, Marlene Dietrich, Denzel Washington, Maggie Smith, J.R.R. Tolkien. That's cool. Mary Tyler Moore, Rudyard Kipling, Henry Matisse, Elizabeth Arden, Anthony Hopkins. Okay, so we'll get started on the different periods here. I can't recall if I did the Sagittarius Capricorn Cusp in the Sag video though. Oh, I can't seem to remember if I did or not, but I guess I'll read it anyways, just in case. My mouth is so dry. Oh my gosh. Ugh. It's already so hot over here. I can't stand it. But thankfully today was kind of overcast, so at least the sun wasn't burning my flesh. But yeah. Okay, so we're going to start with the Sagittarius Capricorn cusp, and that's from December 19th to the 25th, approximately from 26 degrees of Sagittarius to 4 degrees of Capricorn. The central concept is prophecy, seasons, late fall and early winter solstice, and elements are fire and earth, qualities mutable and cardinal, and that's the combination of Jupiter and Saturn. And symbols the archer and the goat, and modes intuition and sensation. The Sagittarius Capricorn cusp is an overlapping and admixture of the 9th sign of the zodiac Sagittarius and the 10th sign of the zodiac Capricorn. The SC cusp can be symbolically likened to the period around 63 years of age in the human life, and also marks the beginning of winter in the northern hemisphere. During this period, most of the land lies fallow. Some animals sleep sweetly in hibernation. The winds blow cold and snows fall. The length of days slowly decreases until about December 21st, which is the winter solstice, when the night is longer and the day shorter than at any other time in the year. This is the time at which Druids at Stonehenge made astronomical observations and prophecies, and when fortunes were often cast. Indeed, the SC cusp must be said to represent prophecy. In human development, at this juncture in life, middle age is drawing to a close, and old age is about to begin. The emerging elder must face a time when traditionally his or her usefulness to the material world has lessened. Many continue their work, but usually at a lower energy level or by scaling back. However, the individual's usefulness in the spiritual sense may increase greatly, both as a mentor and inspiration to others. A sense of mortality and physical vulnerability may strengthen spiritual understandings, make for a more realistic attitude, and ultimately a kind of fearlessness towards life. The days which comprise the SC cusp exemplify some of the manifestations of prophecy, using wisdom to look into the future, where the visionary, intuitive Sagittarius nature combines with the pragmatic, empirical nature of Capricorn. The Sagittarius Capricorn personality. So those born on the Sagittarius Capricorn cusp not only demonstrate a talent for sensing the future state of things, but also take a hand in shaping them as well. One reason that the future so often belongs to the determined individuals born on this cusp is that they prepare for it so thoroughly. Sagicorns are also great initiators of projects, able to get things moving efficiently in a remarkably short space of time. They are not known, however, for their patience with those who fail to appreciate or endorse their plans. Faced with a lack of cooperation, those born on this cusp are prepared to move ahead alone, decisively, and with full force. Every cusp personality comprises conflicting elements, being influenced by two very different adjacent signs. This holds particularly true for those born on the SC cusp, indeed. The fiery, impulsive Sagittarian side can clash with the slower, more calculating earthiness of Capricorn. Moreover, conflicts may arise between the expansive influences of Jupiter, ruler of Sagittarius, and the restrictive tendencies of Saturn, ruler of Capricorn. Intuition sensation types, those born on the SC cusp, can lack the lightness of air and sensitivity of water. Sagicorns are often deep, weighty individuals who recognize the power of silence. Many born on this cusp also have the ability to utilize this power as a forceful extension of their personality. They must be careful, however, not to alienate those with whom they live and work or cut off avenues of communication. Some advice for Sagicorns: learn to temper your intensity. By understanding yourself better, you will be less at the mercy of your moods. Work on improving social relationships and continue to befriend others. Beware of any tendencies to close yourself off. Allow your warm and loving side full reign and keep your heart open. Sagittarius and Capricorn attractions. Usually Cusp people are attracted to other Cusp people, right? So I guess for Sagicorns, people that are born on the Taurus Gemini cusp, which is from May 19th to 24th, and then the Leo Virgo cusp, which is from August 19th to the 25th, would be the more attractive, I suppose. And then some SC cusp notables: Mitsuko Yukita, Uri Geller, Florence Griffith Joyner, Joseph Stalin, Aline Bernstein, Puccini, Susan Lucci, Joseph Smith. That is super random. Had no idea what Joseph Smith's sign was. Interesting. Now I know. Ava Gardner, Nostradamus. Oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah. I'm like recognizing now, like they were very prophetic figures. All right, so now we're on to the first decan of Capricorn. And I just need to kind of readjust myself a little bit here first. You guys like my flowers? I just cut it off of this little bouquet here. These are carnations. Like I said, I've been super obsessed with flowers and herbs lately. And yes, I buy myself flowers. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If anything, it feels good. It's like having a fresh vase of flowers right next to you. It brings in like that positive vibe. So it's self-love. All right, so first decan of Capricorn, which is from December 26th to January 2nd, approximately from 3 to 13 degrees of Capricorn. The central image is the ruler, and the season early winter. Element is earth. Quality is cardinal. Ruler is Saturn. Symbol the goat, and mode is sensation. The first decan of Capricorn takes the ruler as its central image. According to the grand cycle of life, this period corresponds to the human age when most people prepare to retire from the working world. The emphasis here is on taking control of one's life, making decisions about one's day-to-day activities without career restraints. Those who choose to continue their careers may do so with a greater feeling of control and autonomy. As elders, those of this age may exert a kind of rulership in family matters, assuming a patriarchal or matriarchal role. The days which comprise Capricorn I symbolically reveal the elder displaying survival toughness, taking command, finding new areas of service, and deepening aesthetic and spiritual interests. The Capricorn I personality. As far as Capricorn I people go, there is little question about who is the boss. Authoritative personalities, they tend to speak with much assurance, even when they are wrong. Not so much leadership, but rulership, laying down the law and asserting their power is their forte. Rarely will the courageous individuals born in this period back down from a cherished position. In like manner, once they have made a decision in daily life, particularly one that employs the word no, it can be the devil to get them to change their mind. Even Capricorn ones, who are less interested in rulership for its own sake, must take care, however. That loyalty to an idea or to responsible behavior does not turn into inflexibility or even a rigid refusal to change for any reason. Capricorn ones usually pride themselves on knowing a great deal about their special areas of interest. Because they tend to limit themselves to a very few areas of endeavor, the thorough understanding they acquire in any given field gives them a solid basis for their opinions. Consequently, they have a strong dislike for glib or unfounded statements, and often even a greater antipathy toward the people who make them, particularly those in their own field whom they see as frauds. Capricorn ones are admirable in their willingness to oppose injustice fearlessly. Not only will they stand up for their own rights, but for those of the underdog as well. In their youth, such attitudes may mark them as rebels, but as they get older, they nonetheless tend to adopt a more conservative stance. Part of the reason for this is that they have a healthy respect for tradition. They are more oriented toward making improvements in a given situation than tearing it down. Pragmatists, Capricorn ones will generally support a reasonable approach that seems to work and will not easily reject a time-tested solution. Yet at the same time, their intellectual curiosity keeps them abreast of developments in their society, whether political or cultural. And they tend to stay in touch with advancements in their field. Those born in this period usually display no special love for sentimentality, blind patriotism, or closed circles, which they see as havens for weakness and ignorance. Some advice for Capricorn ones: let others take the lead more often. You may be wise, but remember that wise men learn more from fools than fools from wise men. Work hard at trying to admit mistakes when you make them. There is no particular merit in holding on to an outworn creed or outdated idea. Some Capricorn 1 notables: Susan Butcher, Marlene Dietrich, Woodrow Wilson, Pablo Casals, Mary Tyler Moore, Rudyard Kipling, Tracy Ullman, Henry Matisse, Elizabeth Arden, Carol Landis, Saint Therese de Lisieux, and now we are on to the second decan of Capricorn. And see, it's already getting hot in here. I need to get myself comfortable. Sorry. I'm going to read. And then also, I'll hold a big ass book. I need to be comfortable. All right, let's get back to it. Okay. So the second decan of Capricorn is from January 3rd to the 9th. And the zodiac position is approximately from 11 to 20 degrees of Capricorn. Central image is determination. Season is early winter. Element is earth. Quality is cardinal. Ruler, Saturn. Symbol, the goat. And mode is sensation. The second decan of Capricorn takes determination as its central image. This period can be related in human terms to the time of life when an elder seeks to develop new interests and is ideally free to explore them. A greater universality, and a deepening of outlook now manifest strongly. Illnesses may have to be overcome. The ability to come back from physical setbacks and a positive outlook which lends psychological resiliency are crucial here. The days which comprise Capricorn II symbolically reveal the elder engaged in new explorations, having the time to travel, formulating philosophical or religious points of view, substantiating gains already made, and manifesting ambition, perhaps for further wealth and power, perhaps for more personal and spiritual goals. During this time, the individual seeks the very best for him or herself. And now, the Capricorn II personality. More than with most people, Capricorn IIs seem to get their way an awful lot of the time. Indeed, the determined individuals born in this period know how to make the very best out of a situation and how to stretch their abilities to the limit. Many Capricorn IIs who display only modest talents can make them count for far more than those blessed with natural gifts. They fully understand the maxim which holds that genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. Even the idealists born in this period exhibit a strong practical side, which leads them to build and maintain systems that really work. Those born in Capricorn II may in fact be so pragmatic that they are less concerned with the motives behind an action than with the outcome. This latter fact can cause problems for some Capricorn IIs in the ethical sphere, because they can be rather matter-of-fact about measuring the success of a given endeavor with the yardstick of results. They may at times be vulnerable to using slightly underhanded or unscrupulous methods, particularly when dealing with money and power. Aside from running the risk of being rejected or punished when found out, such behavior may, in extreme cases, undermine moral sensibilities and lead to psychological or sociopathic problems. The more idealistic of Capricorn IIs may put their energies in the service of an organization or higher cause, but they usually feel more comfortable when assuming a visible and challenging role than a selfless devotion behind the scenes. Nonetheless, the ambition of Capricorn IIs may still be more for the organization than for themselves. In this respect, they are in fact committed and giving. However, there is no reassurance that what they call moral is objectively so, and they may get so carried away with such idealistic endeavors that they also, like the power trippers mentioned above, wind up using questionable methods, in this case justified by an elevated or holy cause. Capricorn IIs are strivers, like the mountain goat who seeks out the highest crags. Yet, determined as they are, they may ultimately fail if they are unable to keep a firm grip on the reality they prize so dearly. So, some advice for Capricorn IIs: recognize your limitations because they do exist. Allow yourself to give in occasionally, even to fail, and acknowledge it. Showing your more vulnerable side should not be threatening. Try to keep your ideals grounded and be sure your reality is not in fact an illusion. Some Capricorn II notables: J.R.R. Tolkien, Cheryl Miller, Sir Isaac Newton, Jean Dixon, Alvin Ailey, Gorbachev, Raisa Gorbachev, Sun Myung Moon, Nancy Lopez, Charles Adams, Elvis Presley, Shirley Bassey, Richard Nixon, Simone de Beauvoir. No, Elvis was a Capricorn. For some reason, I assumed that he was more of a Pisces, because I don't know, he was just like very filled with emotion, and like then towards the end, like he just drank himself away, unfortunately. But he had those addictions and stuff, which usually tends to be more like Piscean things. All right, so now we're on to the third decan of Capricorn, and that is from January 10th to the 16th. And the zodiac position is approximately from 19 to 27 degrees of Capricorn. The central image is dominance and season early winter, element earth, quality cardinal, ruler Saturn, the symbol of the goat, and mode of sensation. The third decan of Capricorn takes dominance as its central image. According to the grand cycle of life, this period can be likened in human terms to a person's late 60s, when the wish to be dominant can manifest strongly. As long as such urges are expressed in technical areas, they are likely to bring positive results. However, in the personal sphere, the desire to rule the roost may cause strife with one's life partner, who may be thinking the same way. Not uncommonly, such conflicts can be the result of both people having too much time around the same house. In the worst case scenario, power struggles can widen and engulf other family members in the conflict. Successful elders focus more of this powerful energy inward, particularly in acquiring greater control over wayward emotions, wasteful impulses, and unrestrained fantasy. The days which comprise Capricorn III illustrate the metaphor of the elder seeking to order his or her environment by making realistic assessments and hard choices, while seeking greater comfort, happiness, and fulfillment. Putting selfish desires and fruitless strivings behind, and at last simply letting go of any remaining self-destructive impulses can come about at this time through calm acceptance and firm self-discipline. The Capricorn III personality. Capricorn III people are strongly dominant types. At home or at work, they tend to rule and direct, finding it difficult to play second fiddle to anyone. As siblings or children, they will generally support and complement figures placed higher in the family hierarchy, but ultimately may find themselves locked in power struggles in which they must gain the upper hand over time. In like manner, those born in this period are particularly good at marking out their own territory and making sure that no one aggresses on it. Capricorn III people's steadfastness often has a tremendously stabilizing effect on the groups to which they belong. Many Capricorn IIIs exhibit a strong desire to lead, while others born in this period are more content to remain in an unassailable position of power and stay there. These latter individuals may prefer the security of such a position to the uncertainty, visibility, and hence vulnerability of the one who is at the top. Not only in their work or business life, but also in personal relationships and social activities, they may severely restrict their expressiveness through a refusal to take chances. Thus, their fear of vulnerability and openness may lock them into a fatalistic and isolated stance. Many Capricorn IIIs are true overachievers who see themselves heroically battling against long odds, whether their disadvantage be a less than ideal background, physical handicap, or even shortcoming of beauty, brains, or talent. Hopefully, in their courageous ascent, they can manage not to compromise their high ideals or lose touch with their roots. What many, in fact, achieve is to carve out a personal niche in life, be it great or small. In such an empire, they are the undisputed boss. However, those born in this period must be aware that their insistence on supremacy does not leave them both the only ruler and only subject. Some advice for Capricorn IIIs: don't be afraid to take chances. If you do not dare to fail, you may not achieve your true heart's desire. Your insistence on security may be misplaced at times. Try to be more flexible where the feelings of others are concerned. Do not assume that your values have absolute or universal application. Some Capricorn III notables: George Foreman, Pat Benatar, Alexander Hamilton, James Farmer Jr., Christy Alley, Horatio Alger, Sophie Tucker, Yukio Mishima, Sidney Biddle Barrows, Martin Luther King Jr., Joan of Arc. Ooh, I like that. Joan of Arc. That's cool. And Dian Fossey. I think we might have already read the Aquarius or Capricorn Aquarius cusp. Did we? If not, then I can just read it again just in case. Pretty sure I did cover this one already, but it's okay. Last but not least, we have the Capricorn Aquarius cusp, which is from January 17th to the 22nd. And the zodiac position is from 26 degrees of Capricorn to 3 degrees of Aquarius. And the central concepts here is mystery and imagination. Season is midwinter, elements earth and air, qualities cardinal and fixed. Rulers Saturn and Uranus. And symbols the goat and the water bearer, modes sensation and thought. The Capricorn Aquarius cusp is an overlapping and admixture of the 10th sign of the zodiac Capricorn and the 11th sign of the zodiac Aquarius. The CA cusp can be likened symbolically to the period around 70 years of age in the human life. It arrives at the time in winter when the days are lengthening but remain cold in the northern hemisphere. Indeed, nights are freezing and refuge must be sought inside. The CA cusp may be said to represent mystery and imagination. In human development at the age of 70, one must certainly come to terms with one's own mortality. Preparations must be made to make one's remaining years comfortable, but also productive and satisfying. Although external activities have usually slowed down considerably, ideally a corresponding increased tempo of the interior life, like the mental, emotional, and spiritual, can manifest. The worlds of imagination, fantasy, and dreams are active, and some feel and act in a childlike manner. A kind of knowing in the deepest sense, a universal wisdom, may manifest at this time. The days which comprise the CA cusp exemplify some of the manifestations of mystery and imagination, where the practical, conservative Capricorn nature clashes with unpredictable, unconventional Aquarian impulses. The Capricorn Aquarius personality. The imaginative Capricornian certainly does not lead a dull life. The more flamboyant of those born on this cusp often bring their entertainment with them and are capable of providing an electric excitement wherever they are. The source for such energy can often be found in an inner world in which mystery and imagination vie for supremacy. Even the minority of those born on this cusp who appear quiet or unassuming have a vivid, active fantasy and dream life, and it is also likely that they experience quite a lot of excitement in private. Every cusp personality comprises conflicting elements, being influenced by two very different adjacent signs. In this case of the Capricorn Aquarius personality, you have the earthy stability of Capricorn, and which could be split asunder in an instant by the lightning quick and erratic mentality of Aquarius. Thus, conflicts may arise between conservative and radical influences, which stand little chance of being fully reconciled. Sensation thought types, those born on the CA cusp, can sometimes lack empathic feelings and be at the mercy of their impulses. Capricornians are particularly prone to unusual experiences and the enjoyment of vivid visual images. Blessed or cursed with an active dream life, many inhabit a world when asleep that makes the waking life seem dull by comparison. The most highly developed individuals born on this cusp may use their fertile fantasy world as the basis for creativity, whether commercial or artistic, and can translate their private images into symbols or ideas which have meaning for their friends and associates or for the world at large. Some advice for Capricornians: you must find an outlet for your creative energy. Communicate what you experience. Try not to be discouraged by lack of understanding, ignorance, or negative criticism. Don't go off the deep end, but rather find those who understand and appreciate you. And then the cusps that they are most attracted to would be those that are born in the Cancer Leo cusp, which is from July 19th to the 25th, or the Scorpio Sagittarius cusp, which is from November 19th to the 24th. And then some CA cusp notables, we have Benjamin Franklin and Betty White, Danny Kaye, Cynthia Sherman, Edgar Allan Poe, Janis Joplin, Federico Fellini, Carol Heiss, Placido Domingo, Gina Davis, Lord Byron, and Beatrice Webb. Yeah, I think we did read that one already because I remember reading it now. That's okay though. Anyways, I hope you guys like this one. We are almost through all the signs. We're nearly there. I think the other ones we have left, Taurus, we have to do Taurus. And is that it? I think that's probably it. Taurus is the last one. Yeah. And then after that, we can start reading a bit from we could read from the book of relationships, or we can read from the Destiny book. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend and peace out.